This is it, the final game of TFT Set 5.5 World Championship. Enjoy.
So solid this game, but we are heading on in now to game number 5, Frodan. It could end with this one.
The potential last game of the Teamfight Tactics Reckoning World Championship is upon us as we head onto one of the persons of interest who's on the outside looking in. Mbappe from Latin America, from Colombia, needs to find a way to get not just a top 4, because he is guaranteed to be at the 18-point threshold, but if he's able to get it first, he secures the right to play for the championship crown. If he does not, then it is in the fate of the other 5 players. We're hopping on board with Delicious Milk, who started off with the Kled and a recurve bow and has 2 Kleds.
Poppy in the shop as well, but is not going to buy it yet, prioritizing that economy. Is going to buy the Poppy right now, but oh man, Milk is really seriously taking it all down to the line of the Kled, sells the Poppy, makes 10 gold. This is a favored situation here for Delicious Milk. He loves making economy early, loves going potential kind of open fort style. He's in a good spot.
He's in an excellent spot. He's making gold at 1-3.
Yeah.
This is 2 rounds before most people make their first gold, if they're trying to, let alone for people who play for tempo and make their first gold interest maybe at 2-5. He's so far ahead of the curve. An excellent start for Delicious Milk.
Oh man, can he translate that really good start though? He had a decent one last game. He got up to the 8 Hellion, but it was not enough to take down Juan Mi with that Ukshan 2 Aphelios 2 fully capped board. We know that Kled Hellions can take it, but we're going to have to see. For now, though, Chi2 in second place, tied with points with Milk, but it really, of course, comes down to the first place. Maybe playing some early tempo decides to level up. It's just 2 Legionnaires, Udyr 2, and 2 Rods. Not a great start for Chi2 wanting to play with these Legionnaires.
Yeah, not really. You don't really want to slam the death cap immediately because there's not many great holders of it, and you do want to keep yourself open to some more higher potential damage, such as combining that rod with that bow. We've been seeing people really favor that Gensu's Rage Blade to get some early momentum going. And with a 4 versus 3, his board's actually reasonably competitive, and Nukamoro's board is not that strong. So this actually might be one of those wins with a 3 versus a 4 unit board. He's able to do that. A big win for Chi2 and a devastating loss for Nukamoro.
Wow, levels to 4 and loses, and wow, Chi2 already levels up. Wants these level 4 shops to come through, recognizes, okay, if I won that one, I want to try to carry this win streak forward and hopefully into Krugs. But the 2-2 armory is going to really dictate if Chi2 is able to do that. Is there going to be a bow potential here for the Rage Blade? And there is a snap pick on that one, and surely a snap slam onto the Rage Blade. Moving over to Juan Mi can, ooh, okay. All right, some Gragas's, some bugs here as well.
This is interesting. He does have the opportunity to reroll Kha'Zix. Part of me feels like this is just a temporary item hold position. Wow. He does find an opportunity for a bunch of 2-star units. What should he buy, though?
What's it? I mean, doesn't want to combine the Gragas, right? Because the glove would be stuck on it, and yeah, does not end up going for that. Was playing for a Draconic route as well. Juan Mi still playing for the Draconic game with the kind of, lost streak, make economy, sells the Kha'Zix 2 for this. Juan Mi is all in on a 1st or 8th style. I love this decision making. I love this play from Juan Mi.
Yeah, the only issue is he does not have Draconic. So he could be in one of those situations where he's in the Draconic waiting room for a long time. If there's no unit off the carousel, for example, and there's no unit to appear in the shop, how long is he willing to extend the lose streak without the Draconic? But the good news is that he's actually still pretty competitive. Oh my goodness, he's actually going up against this Kled. I believe that is still going to be a situation where it's very close. His Hellions might still be able to get the win. Oh, Juan Mi doesn't want to win.
Oh man, the Ash, the overtime means Kled wins.
All right.
Ooh, all right. Good for Juan Mi. They're taking the loss.
Excellent.
But that is also Xixing She maybe contesting Milk for the Kled build.
It could be. You're right. I didn't actually consider it whether or not. Like, so many people have been playing Kled for tempo that I hadn't considered whether or not.
Yeah, he's making economy. I mean, yeah, he was making economy. They already had 10 gold, had not purchased any XP. It could seriously be that.
Okay, well, it would be the first time we would see someone try to contest Delicious Milk for Kled. If that's the case, We know that that Milk is basically open forwarding to try and loot streak and get those good items. Meanwhile, hopping on board with Esha, 4 units, 4 2-stars. Very powerful in terms of just the abilities to have quality units on the board. Itemization, not slamming his Hand of Justice. Instead of playing for tempo, playing for greed. You're going to see this a lot between the 5 players who are eligible for a first.
Yeah, and Mbappe already slamming Archangels and Runouns as well. Those items are pretty much only going to go on a Yasuo, but does not have any of those yet, right? Just the Lee Sin on the bench. That is such a bold play from Mbappe.
Yeah, and did Delicious Milk also win this round as well? Very unusual movement happening. Back and forth we go. Milk heading over to the bow. Hwanmi picks up the vest. And if you're in Esha's position, you have an open tier. You're going to make that blue buff on the Ziggs.
Looking for it. It's on a 1 cost. And wow, actually... wait, who got that? Wow, Esha actually got the vest there. I didn't know. They both ran into it at almost the same time, it looked like.
Yeah. Okay, so Sunfire Cape is what's on Esha's mind right now, so he can continue to streak. It makes sense. He has sturdy front line, so a pretty good chance for him to streak with that. Oh my goodness, 30 gold. He's rich. My man is rolling in the dough.
And has a fully upgraded, tier 2 board between 4 units and 30 gold. That is a good spot from Esha. Not being able to full win streak, of course. The only potential member of that 100 HP club is still Chi2, has it right now, but will they be able to maintain it throughout the Krugs? Shurikane, Irelia 2 at this point with Declaw, Gargoyle Slam. That is such a monster of a front line and will still deal good damage too.
Yeah, the interesting point to me is the Dragon Claw Slam. Not a lot of people would consider that, but when he looks at how many people tend to utilize things like the AP tree to get those first place, that could be his way to counter that and drive tempo. Not to mention that, there's a possibility that ended up combining with the Irelia on the bench. I'm not entirely sure what is the case here, but either way, Shurikane is in the driver's seat, grabbing back tempo by the horns. And if Chi2 loses, then he's in a pretty good spot to be the person that starts the streak from this point on, because Irelia 2 is so hard to kill when you put items on her.
100%, but going back to that D-Claw Slam as well, I think the only AP lobby win of today, correct me if I'm wrong, was game number 1 with Mbappe and that Zyra 3. So and players have kind of, I think, pivoted away from the AP a lot of times. They're going back into this kind of Lucian Aphelios playstyle. If you have 2 cloaks, it's solid, but could have played for a Runans, something else there. Have to see if that comes back to bite Shurikane in the butt, or if he's able to make it work.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we did see the one Vel'Koz 3, but let me tell you something. Dragon Claw is not going to stop Vel'Koz 3 from destroying your board. It's just not really the counter that you're looking for. So heard you loud and clear, Crow. And we're hopping on board with Nukumaru, a player that did level and lose, but has since turned the momentum around, utilizing Irelia 2 as an item carrier of the Infinity Edge and the Last Whisper. But Esha's board just looks so strong. There's so much AP damage coming from the back, and Nukumaru is not able to complete the streak here on stage 2.
Esha's just in such a good spot between gold and board strength. Like, I know it's a bit early to say, but Esha is seriously at least starting to put himself in the position of a lobby winning board, assuming that his, level 7, level 8 rolls are good. Esha has kind of been the Vel'Koz Whisperer. He has gotten Vel'Koz 3. He has multiple times this tournament hit Vel'Koz 2 on level 7. He could be looking to do that yet again.
Yeah, really fascinating stuff. Nukumaru had a chance to make Hecarim 2. If you made Hecarim 2, you're kind of committing to the Forgotten line. I think maybe in his mind, playing things like Forgottens early with that Cavalier kind of leads you towards Draven. Draven hasn't really been winning the lobbies. He's been doing a good job getting you to top 4, but not able to get the dub. And maybe that's on his mind. He'd rather save his gold up and focus on what his board can do.
Oh, okay. Sising looking like not contesting Milk. Had 3 Kleds, of course, but had already leveled up to 5. A Tome!
A Tome! A Traits! And he can fish for the Hellions! Oh my goodness!
Here we go. Does he for 1 round just play Hellions so we can get that? He can get that emblem online? I mean, Sejuani 2 is nice for the board strength, but Milk shouldn't really be concerned about board strength right now. That's not really the priority.
It's true, and so he doesn't have to actually sell the Tome for quite some time. He can wait till it's much more favorable to get better traits because
Yeah,
Sejuani
he
has
is.
3 of them, and there's been situations where you see Nightbringer and Brawler show up.
Oh, he pops it, and oh no.
Wait,
No
what?
Hellion Emblem. Milk.
Wait, what?
Why would he at that point? I mean, the Tristana was in the shop. Milk could have just played a full just 4 Hellion board there, but now he's staring at these options and none of them are good.
What can you even pick? Spellweaver Emblem?
I mean, Spellweaver is like the only thing that really does anything, right? And yeah, that's what's he's gonna pick, but that was so disastrous for Milk.
All right, well, does have the opportunity to at least play the Ziggs too, and the Spellweaver Emblem's not dead. You can immediately start having power in that end. Not to mention that there is a possibility that Milk can start supplying some backline damage to Kled. Yes, Kled is the star, but there has been times where we've seen a Ziggs able to help carry as well. Just not in that spot particularly. Things looked really good for Milk for about a minute. And all of a sudden took a nasty left turn. Let's hop on board with Escha. See what's up in his board.
Versus Shurikane, both the top 2 players in HP in the lobby. Dragon Claw Slam is going to be good into this board. Is it going to be enough though? Escha level 6, so is Shurikane. The Dragon Claw procs the Fireball, starting to hit Ziggs, but it might not be enough, is it? The Legionnaires make their way into the back line, and yes, the Hellions, the rest of the board gets farmed. Escha takes the loss. Shurikane goes on a win streak of his own there. Real important swing of things here for Shurikane.
Yeah, we talked about how Shurikane's just really great at building boards that are a little bit unusual and driving tempo. And we talked about how he can start streaking from that 2-5 carousel onwards, and he's done exactly that. Escha, in the meantime, he is just chilling. When you're playing an AP-based composition, you're not trying to actually spend your gold and roll down for tempo because this is the part of the game where you're the weakest. You're going to ramp up in strength starting from even as early as 3-5 onwards, and then from there, build your advantage to have big bursts and swing those fights. Having this early Ivern is also a big deal because the moment he's able to find the Fiddlesticks and start playing the Abomination, he's going to have a very big power spike. Meanwhile, on Hwan Mi's side, a Legionnaire emblem combined on this Udyr with a very scarce set of items. That Draven condition is looking mighty fine over on Hwan Mi's side.
Yes, it is. Last Whisper, of course, you don't really need that, but Draven can still make use of it. It is not going to be enough to win that round. Udyr 2 is great, but still not good enough. The Ivern passive hit in Escha shop as well, summoning Daisy. That's going to be some massive frontline for Escha to try to get this win streak back online. And wow, Escha's even going to win the 50-50 and Mbappe and pick 3rd in the carousel. That's big as well.
Holy smokes, Hwan Mi just found a Draven with the glove as well on the bench, or on the carousel rather. Some big power spikes, Milk grabbing another glove. Try to see if he can complete potentially the Infinity Edge onto his Kled as we take a look at some of the combined items. Lots of people, many people committing to the AD tree, which incidentally does help out people like Escha, who is committing to the AP tree. Last time Escha went uncontested, he found Vel'Koz 3, and he won the lobby. This is a very good development for Oceana's Escha.
Super good development. Shurikane leveling up to 7, playing 4 Legionnaire, 3 Skirm, 3 Sentinel, 2 Nightbringer board. This is such a strong board for Odan. And take a look at the Nico's help on the bench. It's not going to be used right now, but it will be big for Shurikane's level 7 or 8 pivot. Just needs to find some more items to dictate which direction he wants to go. Just a Rage Blade now as the sole offensive item.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty much down to the armory that dictates potentially where his direction goes. If he finds a Death Blade, it's going to be smooth sailing in terms of itemization to find a way to make Aphelios work. And we know that how powerful Aphelios has been so far throughout the day, but we also have seen Shurikane use all AD carries, basically. He's tried all of them and had middling success with a few, but also some resounding success with others. So I'm looking forward to see what Shurikane's able to build going into the 3-6.
Xixing Shou used the Kled in the early game to get to this spot. Now takes a loss against Nukamaro. Nukamaro with those attack damage Aurelia items, and now the Radiant Armory. What's this going to be?
Oh, there's a glamorous gauntlet opportunity. We know China loves their Lucian crit builds, and it's super powerful. Is going to make the Hand of Justice as well. And so pretty much going to go back to the basics here. Lucian, a very straightforward comp, 6 Sentinel, build high, have a strong front line, have Galio tank, everything. And in this case, Xingche has to also go big. He is one of the players on the outside at 15 points. Even if he gets a first place, the tournament will go on.
It will go on indeed, and we know Lucian 3s have popped up. This could be a position where Xingche tries to get that online. There's no frontline items though, there's just the Banshee's Claw and the 3-item Kled that wants to be a Lucian. Even if we get to this full board with the Galio online, he's going to struggle to survive.
It's a Kled battle. Let's just know, going up against a crit Kled. That is, that's a pretty interesting mirror that I wasn't really expecting on my bingo card for today. I know we thought Xingche might be contesting, but it turns out that the Kled is just able to be enough for Xingche to crit through. I mean, there's a little bit more crit damage on his.
Oh my, yeah, just a bit. Those fourth hits from Kled were doing a lot of damage there. All right, snaps the loss streak though. Might have wanted to have continued that and maybe hit the stimmy into this round, but Hwan Mi. Only members receive the Radiant Blessing, 35 HP. Look at Melk's spot in the game. Melk is not as low as he sometimes is and is still 3 Kleds off. This is not the best case scenario for Melk, especially considering that Tome earlier is Spellweaver.
Yeah, not the best case scenario, not the worst case either. Doesn't have Morello just yet, but he can start working towards that when he finds a belt. He is healthy, as you mentioned, and he has 6 Kleds. He's a little bit behind relative to where we saw him last time on the Hellions.
Yeah, what's he thinking about right now? He's not rolling immediately. Maybe he's taking that time to scout. Finds a Kled, has to sell some units on the bench, but it's okay to drop things like Tristana's for now. One more.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
So many cannons as well, that's big. All right. There it is.
Huge moment here for Delicious Milk. He can level, can play the 4th Hellion. And yes, he didn't get the ideal Hellion emblem off the Tome of Traits, but he's still in a pretty good spot in order to do that. Just needs the supporting items around it, and the 4-2 army can help. Going up against Shurikane, the other streaker. Shurikane has found the Aphelios. His Radiant Armory did give him a Warmog, not a defensive item. That's bad news for Shurikane. His streak is in jeopardy, Crowan.
His streak is in jeopardy. The Kled is in the back line, dismounts, and this Aphelios is going to fall and is going to make some quick work of Irelia and the rest of the board as well. Melk hits Kled 3, starts punishing the rest of the lobby. See what he goes with here. The options. The Morello's potential is here. Could go as well for the Frozen Heart on the cannon from the Carousel. He's taken a while to consider this though, but yeah, the belt comes through and another cannon passively in the shop. That's big. This composition really does crutch on the cannon being tier 3, and Melk is in a decent spot to do that. Just 3 more left as we move on over to Cheetah, who is gonna be on the Draven right now. 4 Knights Draven. This is something that we did see a lot in the Chinese regionals, the 4 Knights specifically to protect this Draven, but nowhere near the Draven 2. It only has 1 copy, but has a lot of gold and is going to level to 8 soon.
He's gonna level to 8 and put in the Legionnaires as well. He's willing to take a little bit of damage, maybe go down to the Radiant Blessing. Esha does have the Blues Blessing as well. Very powerful potential cap. Just look at that Ziggs cast over and over, ramping the Spellweaver traits and keeping safe with that nice corner bait on the Callista. And Draven, without the Legionnaire buff, actually attacks at a reasonable pace. Chi-Chu takes big damage, and I can't help but notice board 3 Chinese players right now are fighting in the bottom 4.
I mean, this is the, a typical kind of play style from China. It's going to be to dip low in HP and send it with a lot of gold, level 8, hit big as well, and stabilize from there. Xingche, now with that Melk dipping below, is in the top 4 scenario right now. But, oh wow, already actually leveling to 8.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Akshan.
Oh my god. If he finds another Akshan?
Nico's help on the bench, ready, waiting. Maybe even a Carousel Akshan as well?
Is he gonna? Yeah, that's right. Maybe it's in his interest to not actually try to win, not roll down, play a weak board or a weaker board. You don't want to take too much damage. You still want to be reasonably competitive.
Yeah.
Cheetu is going for the Akshan.
Wow.
And trying to cap out that way, and he's in a great position to do that.
Going up against Shurikane. Shurikane still not going to be that powerful. Has found a Teemo on the board as well. Cheetu may win this one. Take a look at where the Teemo Shrooms go. They have not hit the Akshan as of yet. Another swing around the board as, wow, yeah, the Aphelios goes down. Cheetu is not going to be in carousel range, or is he? That Rally actually is still alive this whole time. Can she do it? Can she out-sustain? Oh man, another Akshan going around the circle, and no, Irelia is just slowly going to fall. It is not going to be enough. Chi2 is not first pick in this carousel, has not dropped into the Radiant Blessing range, and there is not an Akshan in this carousel regardless.
Yeah, that's okay, but there's still a 4-cost sword that he can chase, but we're going to hop on board Nukamaro, who's immediately going for the Draven with the cloak. Not necessarily a great sign when you have to go for the Draven to try to take a first place, but in this case, I think Nukamaro just in the middle of the pack. Not entirely sure if he's just taking that Draven for tempo to play it or to combine something with a component that he has on his bench. He does have Infinity Edge and the Last Whisper. I guess that does make the Ruined Hurricane as well. So from Nukamaro's perspective, he may have just found his carry. That's a 2-star Draven and the Radiant Blessing as well.
All right, gold and an item remover. Does he sell the Lucian, though? He's already in 6 Sentinel. The pivot is going to be doable, but hard to do. And yes, okay, he's going to start to do it. Has the Radiant Zeeks as well. This is great to buff up the Draven. Pivoting into 5 Legionnaires, looking for the 6th. Has not found it yet, though.
Yeah, and for the meantime, just going to play 4 Legionnaire. And I like the 6th Legionnaire, at least spot, because he doesn't have attack built in through a Rage Blade, but this Draven, when it hits, is going to hit really hard, in a pretty good position, immediately taking out the Fiddlesticks before he can Crow Storm. Akshan walks away, but there's not a lot of damage on this Akshan coming out from Shurikane, and both players who are chasing the Aphelios has now started to move over towards the Akshan to try to go for the capped version of their board, and Draven 2 is just going to completely dunk on this. This is a big opportunity for Nukamaro to make ground while other people are trying to ramp up. On the other side of the equation, players like Hwan Mi are in danger of going 8th.
Oh, this is such a close lobby. No one is really that much farther ahead. It is close on the top end. Chi2 now, okay. Aphelios 2 still is trying to roll for this Akshan, though. Hitting it would be big. Hitting it would be potentially lobby winning and turn this streak around. Not hitting it yet.
It just becomes more difficult as more people are pulling these units out of the pool. A lot of people have correctly identified that this is one of their ways, it's one of their tickets to be the world champion if they were to put their eggs in the AD basket. As Chi2 does go up against Hwan Mi, fellow player from China, who doesn't look like he's able to convert off that Legionnaire emblem in a very powerful way. Playing Nidalee with Titan's Vow, that's really good as a mid game. We're deep into stage 4. Is that good enough here?
It might be. I mean, this Nidalee is still doing a lot of work. Going to be super tanky with that. Titan's going to be fully stacked. She jumps to the Akshan. Akshan's going to swing around one more time. Can he do it? No, the Nidalee actually wins. Level 7 Nidalee carry versus Akshan. Nidalee gets the job done.
All right. Well, I mean, it's good enough for now. But again, that board looks pretty capped unless you have to go 3 stars or transition to a different type of carry. If we take a look at the end of stage 4, look at the health totals, Crowan. No one is firmly pulling away. Shurikane just has a 9 HP lead. We know how in stage 5 that can evaporate in a moment. From 2nd all the way even down to 7th, it's basically just one fight.
Oh, Chi2 has sold all the Aphelioses, is so all in on this Akshan. We'll have about 40 gold to roll with, but that is an aggressive first place play. Nothing really coming out there in terms of gold from that round, but look at this roll down, Frodan. It's gonna be big.
Oh my god, he found it! The second Akshan, the extra gold that he's rolling down, finds additional units like the Rel 2. And that is going to be an Akshan 2 for Chi2. He is one of the prime candidates. But look at the sheer amount of 2 stars. Everybody is getting strong.
Everybody's getting so strong. And Melk is as well. Already has the Cannon 3. The Spellweaver on it as well. Oh man, Ziggs wasn't quite on that board. Chi2. This Akshan 2.
And Dushingcha on the other side has the crit Lucian, but the Lucian with the culling is not going to be able to hit the Akshan. Chi2's using the Akshan to try to all in and immediately takes out the Lucian in the back on the heroic swing. And that's going to be big damage over to Dushingcha because so many of his units survived. Gallia's not able to do anything on its own.
Oh, Chi2. Akshan's gonna do this one. Only a Gallia 1 frontline, but for now it doesn't matter. A bit later on it will, so Chi2 still needs to roll into that, but a 5-2 Armory gives the potential of a Cavalier emblem and takes it and hits the Galio 2. Oh my Frodan. We are
Oh
quickly
my.
seeing what could be Chi2 taking this whole game. This board is insane.
The board is very strong for stage 5 too. It's borderline illegal, and he has so much more room to cap out. He has a lot of 1-stars. He could reintroduce Aphelios back into the comp. He could find a way to go 9. This is looking like a world championship board if I've ever seen one in stage 5 too. But there are some other people who are trying to contest, and I will say one thing, is that there are some bad matchups for Akshan in the lobby.
Yes.
I wonder if Hanmi can actually find a way to make this work. He's at 7 out of 8 Legionnaires.
Crazy. Is in Riven 3 as well. We have not really seen much or any of Riven 3 yet, and it's going to be right next to the Kled. The Kled dismounts, and Riven actually takes out the Kled. This is disastrous for Milk, and great for Hwanmi.
Excellent swap by Hwanmi, out positioning Milk, just go into the corner and instantly be able to stun the Kled. Riven 3 is still quite a force, and we know that China loves their Nidalee 3 Riven 3 Golden Girls build. It's very powerful if you can get online, but I will say that Hwanmi is slightly behind the curve. He does have a Nico's help, one more Nidalee away from greatness, and if we can do that, get 8 Legionnaire builds in, maybe Hwanmi can slowly sneak his way back up to the top?
Hwanmi could do it. I mean, it's a tall order, especially against the board that we saw from Chi2, but there's still boards that we haven't checked in a little bit. There's still Shurikane and Esha up at the top. We know Esha is going a relatively uncontested AP tree. If he hits something like a Vel'Koz 3, that still as well could be lobby winning. He's done it earlier. The potential is there, but for now, Milk trying to dodge a bottom placement.
Well, that Draven is on the correct side, not engaging Kled very early, does end up getting stunned. Nukumaru's in 8th place currently, and him going out means that there's much more likely chance that we do see a world champion crowned in this lobby. Nukumaru takes an 8th place.
Nukumaru in 8th. Xingqiu and Mbappe are the only players now that can push us into a game number 6. Esha looks like he's hit a Karma board. Now being pushed into Radiant Blessing range as well.
There's a Banshee's Claw, there's some emblems, there's some power on this board, but it's AP focused and anti-AP. There's a lot of utility that could be introduced here, but nothing that just screams out to me like this is going to be the item that swings the game outside of that Banshee's Claw that Mbappe took.
Yeah, not great items for Esha either. Just a frontline one, the Dragon's Claw. But again, remember, not many other players are going to be playing AP in this game, if any. It is going to get a little bit of value.
Oh, wait.
Radiant Blessing, the remover. I mean, this Fiddlesticks is very, very strong.
Wait,
Only has 2 Spellweavers, though. Is he going to pivot? He is.
Yes.
Oh, yes, he can pop off the D-Claw.
Excellent. And he has the Spellweaver board. This is a material. This is a board that can actually get a lot done. The problem is that he does have to be mindful of how other people's boards can get to his back line because he doesn't have a Banshee's Claw.
He's still rolling at this point. I mean, Esha, there's not much to roll for besides, I mean, the Volibear too. It's going to be big, but... Oh, man.
We'll see, the Riven 3 is just slicing and dicing his front line. The Vel'Koz's been exposed. Not focusing on the positioning. Esha's going to take big damage. There's no Nidalee 3, though. Still from the other side. Xingqiu also is still... Oh, rather, I apologize. As Chi2 is one taking the loss here. Hwanmi is now on a streak with his Nidalee 3 Riven 3 attempt.
Mbappe.
Delicious Milk is down to 6th place. And Mbappe out in 7th.
Oh, Mbappe in 7th means that Xingqiu is the only player now that can win and deny the rest of the lobby. It is growing more and more likely, Frodan, with each passing round that this is going to be the final game. And from this spot, it is not looking like Milk is going to be the one claiming that.
No, it does not. I think Delicious Milk's going to drop off here somewhere, maybe 5th place at best. I think the lobby's just gotten too strong. I think his 4 Spellweaver build is quite scuffed. No Teemo that he can buy. Delicious Milk is probably destined for a bot 4 here.
Oh, runs into Legionnaire board again, and this is the board that took him out previously, and it's looking to do the same again. The Kled is on the Riven, but she's just going to go a couple autos and take out the Kled. This is going to be it for Milk, or is it? Yes, it's looking like it. The Ziggs 1 pops out, but it's not enough. Milk goes out in 6th.
And there it goes. Japan down. Latin America down. North America down. Oceania on the brink. Esha down to 4 HP. We're checking back in with Xingqiu. Trying to see if his 6 Sentinel board can do it.
It's looking good.
Well, he does end up taking the loss here as he's not able to take out the opposing Akshan. And it comes down to the end of stage 5, a Hand of Justice, an okay item.
Yeah.
But if we took a look at, there's still 5 players remaining, and 4 of them are eligible to win.
Oh man, so Xingche not in a position for Lucian 3. Maybe an Akshan 2. I mean, a 4 Cannoneer Lucian board is so strong. The question is, will it be strong enough? Shurikane also on an Akshan 2. Wow, so many powerful boards in this lobby.
Beginning of stage 6 here. Every single decision, every single way you position your comp, what you're choosing to roll for, what you're selling for, all of it matters so much, Crowan. As we take a look at Xingche's board, he's chasing to see if he can find a way to 2-star his units. Escha has to figure out which side he wants to clump on and how he wants to utilize his Spellweaver Fiddlesticks.
Escha is just rolling every single round for the Vel'Koz 3, but it's still 3 off on a 3-loss streak. It's looking like OCE may not be the world's winner. Escha is praying for good positioning, and it's decent.
No.
But no, Akshan is going to be able to get to the backline.
Oh, this Akshan 2 is just so powerful, and the Heroic Swing is going to challenge the backline Vel'Koz. The beam is going to miss it completely. Akshan does get turned temporarily, but now he's going to Heroic Swing one more time, and it's up to the Vel'Koz to be able to end it. But with 4 life, it's so unlikely.
No.
Oh no, Escha's eliminated from the World Championship in Game 5. Xingche now down to 2 HP in 4th place, which means that we would have our World Champion. It's going to be one of those 3 players if Xingche bites the dust.
Oh, and Hwan Mi has hit the Nidalee 3 as well. This 8 Legionnaire board, we have not seen it all tournament, but it is a strong one. This is definitely in contention for the victory. A 7-win streak here for Hwan Mi. Can he do it, Frodan? This is so insane of a game.
If he wins with this variation, an 8 Legionnaire, double emblem, not even utilizing Draven as the primary carry, it would just be very fitting that Hwan Mi can take the World Championship on behalf of China. We'll have to find out. Chi2 versus Hwan Mi. This is the battle between the 2 strongest boards in the lobby. A battle between 2 players in China. Nidalee jumping to the back. Heroic Swing away, not able to run away from the Legionnaires in time, and Hwan Mi delivers a big critical blow to Chi2.
And on the other side here, Xingche is going to lose, is going to go down. We know that this will be the final game, Frodan. And with that last round from Hwan Mi, it looks like he might be the one taking it.
The only X factor here is Shurikane. We've seen what Hwan Mi and Chi2 ends up being. Hwan Mi, the player who made an appearance at the Face Championship. He was the highest placing Chinese player at 11th place. There's a lot left to be done and said for Hwan Mi. He came back strong for the Set 5 Reckoning World Championship, and he's trying to do it with a very unusual board. Could you want it any other way? He's going up against the clone of Chi2 and see if he can do it. No, I apologize. This is actually Shurikane's board, and this is very telling whether or not we're going to be looking at a world champion.
Yes, let's see this fight result. It does end up mattering. Chi2 and Shurikane, of course, matters a lot as well. Every single round right now could be their last, and Shurikane is going to do it and eliminate Chi2. It is just a 1v1, but Hwan Mi lost the other fight.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Can Shurikane from Europe do this? He takes the Zeke's Herald away. Okay, Shurikane instead goes for the blue buff. It's an EU versus China showdown for the World Championship.
Is it going to be China getting it for the first time, or Shurikane bringing the title back to Europe? Every single move right now is pivotal. A Teemo 2 with the blue buff, that is insane. With the attack speed slow into the Legionnaires, it depends on where can Nidalee jump, where can the Akshan be able to get that value in, and how long can this front line hold on? It's just a Volibear 1 and a Fiddle 2, Frodan.
Oh, a backline reposition at the last second. Is this the way Hwan Mi wants it to go down? Is this the fight for the championship? We'll have to find out. Heroic Swing from the back. Nidalee aspect of the cougar onto the back line. Teemo trying to slow everything down as much as he can with his mushrooms. And the Akshan is working. Nidalee is on the revive. Shurikane is barely alive. And it is now down to his last life. If he is going to do this, he needs to win out from here.
Gwen goes in on the board now. The shop, look at the golds of both players. Are not able to do anything else in terms of improving their board besides for the positioning. It was a Legionnaire win. We know it can go the other way. Positioning, great for the Legionnaires. Can they do it again?
The backline positioning worked out so well last time, but this time we're moving up. We're splitting up the front. Hwanmi once again rearranging. Everything shuffled to the back for Shurikane, trying to protect his Teemo. And here we go, the fight for the World Championship title. The initial Doombringer starting the back line. Teemo is still trying to occupy with the mushrooms, and the Toro swing back. Akshan is down. Hwanmi is cornering everything. The day of reckoning has arrived. China has done it. Hwanmi is your Teamfight Tactics Reckoning World Champion.
Oh my god, Hwanmi, an 8 Legionnaire build. Such flawless play is going to take it. What a game, Frodan. There were so many.
So this is it. The champion is decided. You can watch previous games as well. Game 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we'll see you in set 6, which hopefully will be balanced as well and enjoyable. Peace.